Good morning. Welcome to JP's morning brief for July 22nd, 2026. Good morning, everyone. Apologize for being just a little late. Doing a little last minute logistics on this. But welcome to JP's morning brief. Hope everybody's having a good morning. Lots of stuff happening. What's going on here? Okay, I'm good. Hold on. Get back here. All right. Yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in. We're rolling up, getting started. I just noticed Graham Allen's not even on the air this week. I had no clue. I mean, I come back to catch him and on the playback, and I just happened to hey, well, let me see what's going on with Graham. And I was scrolling through and it says, last posted 5 days ago. Well, evidently they took the whole week off. So if you're looking for them at 8 o'clock, come back to my channel for the JPA report, and we'll go forward from there. So if you are not a follower of the JPA report, so you don't know when we actually go live, go over and hit the little bell right beside where it says the JPA report, and you'll see a little bell. Click on it, go to the bottom, and you see follow. Click the follow button, and you're a follower of the JPA report. And then right beside it, give us a like for the episode for the day. That would be awesome. Keep that algorithm going. Get into the chat, the live chat. Live chat is temporary, right? So whatever you say in the live chat goes away at the end of the show. We have Covite for Life in here this morning. Everybody say good morning, Ricky. He's a great friend of mine. Oh man, sorry about that. Yeah, he's a great friend of mine. He's a Navy veteran, awesome person, and he's an electrician too. So, which is even really cool. So, if you need a good electrician, get a hold of Covite for Life. He can steer you in the right direction. Okay, so with all that introduction done, let's get on with this. Armament shop. Whether you're looking for your first firearm, upgrading your setup, or need expert service, Jason at the Armament Shop is Copper's Cove's premier source for all things shooting. Browse our wide selection of pistols, rifles, and shotguns, backed by top-tier gunsmithing and repairs, along with reloading supplies and professional cleaning to keep your firearm in peak condition. Need a transfer? We make FFL transfers fast, easy, and affordable. Need your CHL? Jason can handle those classes. He has over 3 decades of experience. Visit the Armament Shop today at 115A West Avenue D in Coppers Cove, or call or text 254-560-2023, or visit www.armamentshop.com. That's www.armamentshop.com. The Armament Shop, your safety, our priority. Wait, just a second. All right. So, thank y'all for letting me do that for y'all this morning. What are we doing here? We got more than a few people in here. All right. Before I was coming out here this morning, y'all know I like to listen before the noise with Chad Prather. He does, he's every morning from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. And this morning he's in Mark 14. They're gearing up toward the crucifixion there in the Last Supper. All right. Let's see. Iran update. This is what's going on with Iran right now. Trump will attend a dignified transfer this morning, okay, at Dover Air Force Base. Agreement met with Saudi Arabia yesterday on civilian nuclear power deal. The 11th night of airstrikes happened, and it was only an hour's worth of airstrikes. To me, it seems like they're preparing for something major. Nobody knows. Good. It's good object to practice. But so be prepared. Okay. Bulgaria backs U.S. refueling effort. The SEC war tells Senator Van Hollen from Maryland, the war has been on for 47 years, which is correct. CENTCOM says 8 ships have been redirected and 1 disabled since they reimposed the blockade. Yesterday, only 3 ships transited the entire Strait of Hormuz. The Iran war cost is right now is at $37.5 billion. And then they requested $67 billion in a war supplemental to replenish depleted war stocks. Iran warns the U.S. and allies face powerful assault if nuclear sites are attacked. The Secretary of War, we can reach Pickaxe Mountain. We'll leave that standing as it is. Iran is at its weakest point ever. And in Great Britain, England, United Kingdom, whichever way you want to say it, said these bases are open to the U.S. for defensive strikes, to include Diego Garcia. Iraq, Kuwait, and Bahrain were attacked yesterday, including a desalination plant in Kuwait. And if you live in an environment where it's very, very arid, no open waterways and stuff, you do know desalination plants are your livelihood. So so Iran is going after infrastructure. Okay, the Dow Jones yesterday closed up 358.38 points at 52,224.64. West Texas Intermediate oil is at $87.84. That's as of about 5 a.m. this morning, my time. And the same with Brent crude oil is at $94.72 a barrel. All right. And I'm going to kill that cat if I get my hands on it. As soon as I said that, she got quiet. What's up with that? And then she starts back up. All right. Announcements real quick. What do we got here? That's supposed to be a 5. Okay, let me reset. There we go. Tomorrow is Pints and Politics in Gatesville at Rancher Steakhouse at 6 p.m. And Gracie the Giraffe is going to make a mysterious appearance. Chip is awesome sometimes. But yeah, July 23rd, 6 p.m. at Rancher Steakhouse in Gatesville. It's at the corner, the major intersection, 84 and 36. I'll be there. Covite for Life is going to be there. And countless other friends are going to be there also. So be prepared to have some fun for a couple hours. All right. The next one is Saturday, the 25th of July at 6 p.m. At 11 a.m. At 11 a.m. at Trinity Worship Center, 1802 Martin Luther King Drive, Coryell County Republican Women. They're going to have a guest speaker, Dr. Mark Farmer. He's going to be speaking on Islamicism. All right. Be there, man. My eyes are giving me a hard time this morning. Hold on just a second here. Next is Monday, the 27th of July, is West Side Conservative Coalition. That's at 6 p.m. in Harker Heights at Papa's Cafe. That's with Dennis Faulkner. He's the chair for that group. I'll be there too. It's a very good young group that's meeting out there for like the last year or so. And then also the very next day on the 28th of July is Coryell County Republican Party. We have a CEC. We're going to be in Gatesville at the junction at Route 36 at 6 p.m. Main topic of discussion is our September fish fry. We do have a gun day, a range day on August 29th next month also. So we'll be getting advertisements and stuff and announcements going on for all that stuff. And the last one I want to bring up is August 6th. August 6th is Pints and Politics in Belton, Texas at the Dead Fish Grill, 6 p.m. at 2207 Lake Road in Belton, right outside the Belton Dam. And that is considered the best of all the Pints and Politics. That's the one to go to. All right. So I got all the announcements and stuff done. Last night there was Arizona primary took place. The final results was two of the people that President Trump endorsed won last night. The only two that were of high notoriety was Andy Biggs defeated Kurt Schweikert in the governor's nomination for the Republican Party is 70.9% for Governor Biggs, for Andy Biggs, and Mr. Schweikert, Congressman Schweikert, got 16.8%. And then Congressional District 1, CD1 for Arizona, Jay Feely, ex-NFL football kicker, and former sports broadcaster, he defeated Chaplik 49.4 to 35.2%. Congratulations to those two guys. Biggs is going to take on Katie Hobbs. Katie Hobbs. She was unopposed in her Democrat nomination race, so them two will face off in November. That brings to my first article real quick. It says Arizona Governor GOP Representative Andy Biggs won the Republican nomination Tuesday night for Arizona governor, defeating fellow GOP David Schweikert, not Kurt, but and two other candidates. Biggs' victory came after he secured President Trump's endorsement earlier this month, not during the early vote. He got it earlier. Okay. Making him the front runner in the race to face current Governor Katie Hobbs in November. Hobbs is running for the Democrat nomination unopposed. She still spent $7 million to solidify her part in the campaign, but I do believe she's going to get beat in November by Andy Biggs. He got 70.4%, and Schweikert ended up getting 17.2%. He is considered the toughest challenge to the Democrats in Arizona in the most recent years. All right, so because there's been two other firebrands, but he brings the most traction because he has a record of being elected in the state of Arizona. Everyone else that challenged the gubernatorial and senatorials have never been elected, but he has. So he has a track record. Today at 11 a.m. Central, the president is scheduled to be at Dover Air Force Base. What we're doing on time? Okay, he's scheduled to be at Dover Air Force Base for a dignified transfer for some fallen soldiers, all of them Army, from the Middle East. All right. Says President Trump will attend a dignified transfer of U.S. service members killed by Iranian attacks during the war on Wednesday. The ceremony is supposed to take place at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. It says Eastern Daylight Time. Yeah, it is Eastern Daylight Time. So the casualties that took place is, I'm going to read this, okay? I got a couple pages, but these guys are worth it because they're air defense soldiers. All right. The Army on Tuesday identified Michael Emmanuel Swinton, from 30 years old, from Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, as a service member, killed while troops attempted to destroy a downed Iranian attack drone at an airbase in Iraq. Swinton, a U.S. Army Space and Missile Defense Command soldier, was killed in action during a controlled detonation of a one-way unmanned aerial system in Erbil Air Base. The SecWar said, the president wrote it, every time Iran kills an American soldier, they will pay many times over. Trump wrote on True Social, this directive has been passed down to SecWar, that'd be Pete Hegseth, and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Kane. Swinton's death brought the number of service members killed to 17 since February 28th. The toll includes attacks as well as crashes during the conflict. And then, let's see. Next, we have Mr. Swinton is going to receive a Bronze Star and a Purple Heart and a Combat Action Badge. And he will be posthumously promoted to Staff Sergeant. He already has Army Commendation Medal, Army Achievement Medal, Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal, GWAT, and the Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal. And he already has Combat Action Badge. So this means he's been in the Army for a little while. All right. Also, First Lieutenant Tyler James Feehan of Hawaii is going to be received. Private Isabella Gonzalez of Carrollton, Texas. Her remains are going to be received today also during the ceremony. And then Sergeant Angel Rampersad of Ozone Park, New York. His remains are going to be received today also. He was killed with Gonzalez and Feehan the other day in Jordan. So, and they were all members of the U.S. Army Air Defense Corps. Okay, Army Air Defense. All right. Remember those guys today. All right. So next, Senate Intelligence. Okay, Jay Clayton. Jay Clayton's nomination. They took the vote in the Senate yesterday at the Senate Intelligence Committee. It passed on a party line vote, 9 votes to 8. That sets up 2 things. Before next week, they may have a full vote on his nomination and make him the next Director of National Intelligence, replacing Tulsi Gabbard. And then also, it'll probably secure a passage of some national security directives that need to be gone through the Section 702. I do not agree with Section. You know what? We have survived a whole month and a half without that thing. And I think it interdicts on the rights of Americans. If they're going to pass a new one, they need to rein in the powers that are attributed to Section 702 national security laws to make it more secure for Americans, so we're not spied on. Okay. So sometime next week, Jay Clayton's nomination should go before the full Senate. He will be confirmed. So we'll go from there. Now, next is his replacement over at SDNY. That'd be the Southern District of New York. And that would be Jamie McDonald. I had heard jack out of Jamie McDonald being confirmed as the U.S. attorney there. That was supposed to happen before this. So I don't know if they squeezed him in and got him in there. That's a good. I might have to look at that between now and the JPA report. Mr. DSA himself, Mr. Mayor Mamdani in New York City broke a campaign promise yesterday. So one of his campaign promises was he was going to have Bibi arrested if he appeared in New York City, because the International Criminal Court has an arrest warrant out for Bibi, right? The United States does not recognize the International Criminal Court. The Secretary of State has made that abundantly clear, and the Justice Department has made that abundantly clear that we do not recognize the authority of the ICC. And all this time, while he was running for office, after he became mayor, he's saying over and over again, if Bibi comes to New York City for the United Nations, he will be arrested because of this arrest warrant. And people on the Republican side said, no, you can't, because U.S. law supersedes New York City law. And if we don't recognize that court, there's no arrest warrant, and doesn't have the legal authority to do it. All right. So he got his butt spanked yesterday when he had to finally tell all of his supporters he broke a major campaign promise that he shouldn't have made a promise in the first place, because you should never promise something you can't actually succeed in doing. All right. But just quickly, New York City Mamdani acknowledged Tuesday that he can't have Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu arrested despite promising to do so during his campaign. But he called upon the federal government to execute an ICC warrant if the Israeli visits. He doesn't learn, does he? If the Israeli visits the New York, Israeli leader visits New York. In a video posted on X, Mamdani called Netanyahu a war criminal while conceding that New York City could not enforce ICC warrant on its own. As I've said, I agree that the ICC, that Benjamin Netanyahu should be arrested and tried for his crimes, as I do for anyone else charged by the ICC. My administration has reviewed every available under applicable law and determined that New York City could execute the criminal court arrest warrant if Benjamin Netanyahu came here. It is clear that we do not have the independent legal authority to enforce the warrants. You stupid, good for nothing. The federal government, however, does, and I call on them to join the ICC and execute this warrant. They're illegitimate court. They shouldn't even exist because they try to supersede U.S. law. If he knew anything about our Constitution, he would understand that it can't happen at all. So he should stop lying to his constituents and his supporters, saying that he has the authority to have him arrested, even though he can't do it with the NYPD. We just got people that just don't understand at all. There was a at the Smithsonian yesterday. Not in Congress. The Oversight Committee gave they were talking to the Smithsonian people about some of their exhibits dealing with DEI, right? And so we'll read a couple of things. Y'all laugh on it. It's so serious, laughable. So Nancy Mace, she's Congresswoman for South Carolina, right? She stumped Anthra Hardig yesterday on a basic question on sex and gender. During a House hearing on alleged extreme political activism on display at the Smithsonian, Mace asked Hardig, "Do you believe that men can become women?" And Hardig hesitated before answering, "Ma'am, as the director of the museum, that's not relevant in this case." Mace shot back, "It is very relevant," motioning to images on the Smithsonian displays that featuring drag queens. Uh, Mace continued, "You've got a man dressed up as a woman and you have them on displays in front of kids. Do you think that men can become women? Yes or no?" Hartig did not answer the question, but instead began to discuss one of the drag queens displayed pictures on the board behind Mace. The congresswoman interrupted her. "That's a woman, Dr. Hartig, with a question mark," Mace demanded. Hardig began to answer that as a director and as a historian, it is not my, before Mace cut her off again, saying, "You sexualize the American History Museum. So this is the fair question. What is a woman?" And this keeps going on and on, right? Hardig finally responded, we strive to represent and not categorize all Americans." Uh, Nancy Mess says, "Okay, I have another question for you. There's a glossary at the museum that informs visitors that while American culture traditionally recognizes two genders, other countries recognize three or more. So enlighten me this morning. So how many genders are there?" Mace asked. And Hardig hesitated again before asking, "Ma'am, which glossary?" She works at the Smithsonian. She doesn't know her own material. This is a display that it has a glossary, and that says other countries recognize three or more genders. So I would like you to enlighten me today. You are the director of the American History Museum. Who sexualizes things in front of kids? I want to know. I want to talk to you. How many genders are there? Finally, Hartig responded, "I'm not sure which glossary you're speaking," before adding, "I'm happy to get back to you about that glossary." For crying out loud, we pay people this because we provide 62% of the Smithsonian's um, budget. We're going to get to more. It's already 6:58. I got another one. About Mickey Mouse. This you can't run out of material for some of these good for nothing DEI. I made a chart yesterday about Texas because I saw a chart of how many congressmen from Texas has there been, and divvy up between political parties, and it is so far. So many Democrats have represented in Texas, and then only recently have we got a lot of Republicans, right? But it's lopsided, and especially with state representatives. So when people say, "Who messed up our state and our country?" It's the Democrats, okay? Whether you like it or not. I'm going to lose my voice. It's already 6:59. I'm going to go ahead and initiate the raid. My throat's gone. I'll see y'all in an hour. Boy, I sound like I got a frog in my throat now. Okay, I just did the the raid. Okay, so I will see y'all in about an hour, hopefully with my voice. So I'll see y'all in just a few. Okay, there's Vince. It's 7 o'clock. I'll see y'all in a little while. Bye bye.